I can hear you great.
Great. Congrats. You want to start off by talking a little bit about another Big 12 title and then the seed, and then we'll go to some questions?
Yeah, I'm just really proud of this group for being able to stay in the grind. You know, we've talked about it. This has been basically 3 seasons in a row. So there's been obviously an emotional challenge with kind of making sure that we're keeping it fresh and making them in a position to compete on a nightly basis. And I thought our leadership and our team did a great job of that. It wasn't easy, and we never take for granted, obviously, winning the Big 12, and it came down to the last match of the season. So it's a wonderful accomplishment, something we're really proud of, and the only bummer is we don't get to enjoy it. It's on the NCAA tournament.
Great. Appreciate it, Coach. We'll go ahead and start with Roger Wallace.
Hey, Jerritt, you mentioned the grind. How impressive is it, because your guys losing the championship, knowing you had a really good team again, to lock in on just, doing the day-to-day thing, knowing that there's a big prize down the road, but you can't kind of get in that mindset too early?
Yeah, I mean, it was something that kind of worked itself up in terms of kind of learning with this team and where they were emotionally. I think the first thing you had the COVID year where all they could do was play volleyball, and that was the most exciting thing, and that was the thing that they loved to do. And then it turned into like, this is the only thing that we are doing right now is just volleyball, and that's it. And we can't enjoy a lot of other things because people don't get to see how much work goes into these championships and how much these girls sacrifice on a daily basis. And but we had great leadership. We had great talks. We tried to find them time, and they were committed and bought into what we were doing.
And then, if I could follow, just getting back to normal of a tournament that's set up where you can, host and move on and not be, stuck in one location like you were last year's got to be fun for your team. Maybe more fun because now you know what it's like when it's taken away.
Well, for sure. And the fact that we get to be at home is a big thing. And now we just need the Longhorn fans. We've got a chance to do something special. And it's, historically, we have not been able to sell out the first and second rounds, and we need to be able to do that. And, they give us a big burst. And so I looking at this bracket, I think we got the toughest bracket in the tournament. So it should be fun. We've always risen to the challenges of the great teams, and we got big names in front of us.
Thanks.
Terry, go ahead.
Coach Elliott, congratulations on the Big 12 championship. So the team's going to have a little bit of time off. How will you keep them at that high octane mode of elite Texas volleyball?
Well, we play Thursday, Friday, so there's no time off. Today was their day off. We're back at it tomorrow at 1:30, and we have 2 days of practice. We'll be in our gym, and then we'll be in Gregory on Tuesday, and then we're following NCAA protocol on Wednesday. So I think we'll blink our eyes and we'll be playing on Thursday, and it's going to come fast.
And do you think that, with the way that you played this season, it's practically flawless, that you really do have an absolute phenomenal chance of competing at this next level in this championship?
Well, I think we've had great teams before. I think, it's something we take pride on as a staff, and trying to kind of maintain this. It's not easy. But we also know, this is a sport that is very fickle, and not only can you get beat by an opponent, but you can beat yourself. So it's one of the sports where when you don't execute, you're giving the other team 3 points, and that doesn't happen in any other sport. And so it's we've just got a lot of respect for the way the game is played and how we should play it, and we've got to just go out there and play our brand of volleyball.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Hi. So in the absence of Asia last night, Melany saw significantly more playtime, especially in the front row, and she had a really solid night. So how are you planning on using her throughout this tournament?
Well, Melany's been playing really well in practice. We have a very talented team, but we don't have an extremely deep team in terms of a lot of positions. So, when Asia went out, we had to change our complete lineup. Skylar went to the opposite. Obviously, Molly went to the middle, and Melany went to the outside. But we've been training this all year long. This isn't something that we've just put together. I think you got to look at what you have, and you got to find small incremental times to be able to train in your gym, so that in case something comes out of nowhere, that you're prepared. And fortunately enough, Melany's been training hard, and our team had a lot of confidence in what she can do. And she showed, obviously, by hitting 471, I believe, last night, that she's one of the premier outside hitters in the country.
And then the same can be said for Sage as the transfer coming in. She had to learn the system. And throughout these past few games, she's been blocking a lot. She's been getting the kills. So how do you plan on using her throughout the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, it's trying to get her up into speed. She started late, and trying to learn our system and our tempos a little bit is what we've been working with her on. Obviously, she's a bigger blocker and a little bit more of a threat defensively to the opponent. So we got to find our times, but it's a substitution pattern. We don't have the free rights just to kind of do it whenever we want to. We got to pick our spots, and she's been gaining confidence in what she's been doing. So it's been great.
Go ahead and put your raise hand function up if you have any other questions, gang. Hey, Coach, one thing that caught my eye going through that bracket was it looked like the Big 12 got a lot of respect this year with I think we had maybe seven of the 9 teams.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Really proud of the coaches in our conference and being able to perform it the way it did. I'm excited for Reed, West Virginia, first time ever. I think I was looking at Texas Tech and talking to their coach, first time since 2001. So it's been great. The only thing I'll ask you guys is that we just need, we obviously are the last team kind of playing. I don't know what football's doing with the bowl game if that's been out, but we got a chance to do something, and the Longhorn fans need to get behind us. Jordan, our students need to get behind us, and they need to show up. And it would mean a lot to have this gym sold out, and it's not asking a lot to be able to do that with such a phenomenal team.
Terry, you had a follow up?
Yeah, I do. Coach, I've asked several times about the analytics. Are there one or two areas that that they're going to be trying to hit you hard? Because I don't know if I'd call it a weakness, but they just know that they got you in this area that you're working on.
No, each team kind of presents it differently. And when we do this, we create our own boards. So depending on what they look at, how they grade things, it's all different. And so they also don't know what matchups we'll have and how you go about that. But, they'll obviously challenge us in some areas, who they're going to serve, and are they going to go after one person? Do they try to serve a short? And then do they try to take schemes away from us? But it's something that, we've been seeing all year long. Teams have been scheming us in different fashions and in different ways to give looks at us. And Jenna's really understands the offense at a high level and makes them pay. And you saw that with Molly this weekend and what our middles were able to do.
Fantastic.
Roger, go
Thank
ahead.
you.
Yeah, tomorrow the guys are going to play there, and Chris Pierce talked about the atmosphere. If people watch volleyball, they know what Greg Gym looks like, but maybe some new eyes will be on your facility and the atmosphere. Even though it's a different sport, that's kind of got to help get the word out that, hey, in a few days, this place is going to be rocking, with the team that calls it home there.
I hope so. I know that Chris has been a big supporter of volleyball already, and it's been nice. He reached out to me last night, which was great. And our girls are going to go over and support them. Yeah, just letting people know. And they gotta, there's a lot of pride of being a Longhorn, but there's a lot to be said when you have pride to be able to show up and support these young women. And that's what I hope some people do.
Cool.
Anybody else have anything? Great. Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks,
Okay,
Joe.
thank you.